Hey, Bill, it's great. It's great to be with you. Hey, it's actually worse, for the Iranian regime than it was for the Shah back in 1979. The situation you had in 1979 is you had a government that really wasn't delivering well for the people. They were really prioritizing, their military strength, what appeared to be strength, while they were neglecting their economy, for example. Their security forces kind of stayed home. They weren't able to really support the Shah. They decided not to. And so what you're seeing today, I think, and what you just described, is the U.S. Central Command, along with the Israelis as this coalition, are doing what they set out to do. What they told us, what the president told us in the first 7-minute clip that he used to announce the beginning of the operation, as well as the various briefings of the.
I now give the floor to His Excellency, Mr. Sayed Abbas Araqchi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Rahman ar-Rahim, distinguished delegates, dear colleagues. Iran stands today amid the throes of an illegal war imposed by two bullying nuclear-armed regimes, the United States and Israel. This war of aggression is blatantly unjustified and brutal. They initiated this aggression on 28 February, while Iran and the United States were engaged in a diplomatic process to resolve Americans' alleged concerns over Iran's nuclear program. They betrayed diplomacy for a second time in the course of 9 months by torpedoing the negotiating table. Among the most harrowing manifestations of this aggression was the calculated, phased assault on Shajarat Tayyibah Elementary School in Minab, south of Iran, where more than 175 students and teachers were slaughtered in cold blood. This barbaric attack is but the visible tip of a far bigger iceberg, one that conceals beneath its surface far graver catastrophes, namely the normalization of the most abhorrent violations of human rights and humanitarian law, and the audacity to commit atrocity crimes with impunity. Mr. President, at a time when the American-Israeli aggressors, in their own assertions, possess the most advanced technologies and the highest precision military and data systems, no one can believe that the attack on the school was anything other than deliberate and intentional. Targeting Shajarat Tayyibah School was a war crime and a crime against humanity, one that demands unequivocal condemnation by all and unambiguous accountability for the culprits. This atrocity cannot be justified, cannot be concealed, and must not be met with silence and indifference. The attack on Shajarat Tayyibah School in Minab was not a mere incident nor a miscalculation. The United States' contradictory remarks aimed at justifying their crime could not, in any manner, elude their responsibility. To denounce such a merciless assault on a place inherently civilian, a place where the most innocent reside and pursue knowledge, is not merely a legal obligation under human rights frameworks. Our conscience will judge us more profoundly than any tribunal ever could. Distinguished delegates, Shajarat Tayyibah Elementary School has not been the only casualty of American-Israeli atrocity crimes during the past 27 days of their illegal war. Human rights and international humanitarian law have been massively and systematically violated by the invaders in an unprecedentedly brutal manner. They are targeting civilians and civilian infrastructures with no regard for laws of war and basic principles of humanity and civility. More than 600 schools have been demolished or damaged across Iran, and more than 1,000 students and teachers martyred or wounded as the result. The aggressors, who are arrogantly shouting, "No mercy, no quarters," and threatening to strike Iran's vital infrastructure, have been attacking hospitals, ambulances, health workers, Red Crescent rescuers, refineries, water sources, and residential areas. War crime and crime against humanity are not sufficiently describing the gravity of the atrocities they are committing. The aggressors' targeting pattern, accompanied by their rhetoric, leave little doubt as to their clear intent to commit genocide. Distinguished colleagues, this unjust war of wings by the United States and Israel against the noble nation of Iran is the direct result of silence in the face of earlier manifestations of lawlessness and atrocity in occupied Palestine, Lebanon, and elsewhere. Indifference and silence in the face of injustices would bring no security and peace. It would invite more insecurity and right violations. The United Nations and the core values it embodies, as well as the overall human rights framework, are at serious stake. You all need to call out the aggressors and let them know that the community of states, the human collective conscience, hold them accountable for the abhorrent crimes they are committing against Iranians. Iran has never sought war. Iranians are a peaceful, noble nation inheriting one of the richest civilizations on earth. Yet, they have demonstrated absolute resolve and determination to defend themselves against the brutal aggressors who know no boundary in perpetrating all sorts of crimes, a defense that shall persist as long as needed.
Well, Rap AI lets you turn text into a music video. No credits needed.
New tonight, President Trump giving Iran a little present of his own, a new deadline, pausing planned strikes on Iranian energy infrastructure targets for another 10 days as negotiations continue, which in Trump time is a long time.
We have a lot of time. You know what? It's a day. In Trump time, a day, you know what it is? That's an eternity.
Yeah, because Trump want everything right then and right there, right now.
Playing ball. Trump says, I really don't care, Ayatollah.
They said yesterday that we weren't negotiating with them, and now they admit that we were negotiating with them. So they want to make a deal. The reason they want to make a deal is they have been just...
Trump think he is on let's make a deal. Everything is a deal to Trump. Your life is a deal. Everything is a deal.
Beat the... I read a story today that I'm desperate to make a deal. If I was desperate, he'd be the first to know me. Let's get the hell out of there. I'm the opposite of desperate. I don't care.
And here now, live at the desk, Iranian refugee and former State Department Deputy Special Envoy to Combat Anti-Semitism, Eli Kohanim. Eli, always great to see you. Thanks for being with us. I'm very interested now the president's kind of characterizing Iran's posture in this. They say we're not talking. He says, we're definitely talking. I don't really care about a timeline. I just need them to come to the table and give us what we want. How do you read what the president is saying here? How close is a deal possibly, or do you think we're still a very long way away?
Brian, it's great to be with you. We know that the United States has given them, the Iranians, a 15-point framework for a deal. And we know the talks are going on despite all Democrats and assertions to the contrary, because the Pakistanis, who are intermediaries, have even confirmed that. In terms of how close we are to a deal, I would tell you that President Trump is going to accept nothing less than his demands. And that's because we are launching and have been engaging in one of the world's most successful military campaigns in military history. And so therefore
Wow.
We have all the negotiation leverage. We've got all the cards. The question here is if the Iranians are going to change their pattern. I would tell you, Brian, that even going back to prior to Operation Midnight Hammer, the Iranians kept reading the room wrong and negotiating as if they do have the leverage when they really don't.
Wow.
So I think this is where the gap is. And I also want to remind our audience that as President Trump is engaging in diplomacy, because he always likes to give diplomacy an option, it's a scenario for us for moving forward, he's also bringing in more assets into the region. So the president always keeps his options on the table. And
So let's take a look at who's alive and who's dead. So notable Iran leaders dead and alive. So all this is just gonna make the people in Iran even more madder. This is not working in our favor. This is not doing us any justice. All right, so we got these leaders. Oh, I can barely see them. I can barely see their name. I'm quite sure it's, let's see. Let me see if I can find like a list.
Is that he's very willing to use it if necessary.
I'll note that when President Trump was on the 5, in the last hour, he said, when asked about this pause, he said, the Iranians asked me to do it. They asked me through my people, could we have more time as we negotiate? He said, they asked for 7 days. I gave them 10.
That's generous.
Indeed it is.
Good morning, everybody. This is your girl, Politically Diamond, and you are tuned into America on Fire. It is a beautiful Friday morning. All right, I got my coffee. I got my pad. I'm in my studio, and I'm ready to go in. It's a lot going on. I'm quite sure a lot went on overnight, and I'm here to bring it to you this beautiful morning. Now, we know that Drewski has been going viral, all right? I hope Drewski overnight, I hope he got him some more security, because Drewski is going to need more security. If you have not seen Drewski's skit, let me show you Drewski right quick. Let's get in on this, because this is making them mad. They're somewhere having a meeting at the White House about Drewski, believe that. So let's get into this.
Get on your feet!
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
How about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. We are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Look at those shoes he got on. Oh my God.
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pot cup.
organic.
Yes, everything organic. We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who matter the most.
Get on your
Listen. It was funny, okay? I ain't gonna lie to you. To me, it was hilarious. But you gotta know everything that's kind of going on to actually understand what he's doing. But I believe that Drewski is going to regret doing this, okay? I believe this is going to change the course of Drewski's complete life and career. Now, remember your girl Diamond told you this. What's up, FBA? How you doing this morning? Remember I told you this. Don't be surprised if in a couple weeks, in a month or so, you start hearing things are going on with Drewski. They already tried to warn him. They tried to get him in the whole Puffy thing. They had a moment where they started saying Drewski was involved with raping some girl in a hotel at a party or something, but we didn't hear any more about that. So Drewski got away with that. But see, this right here, this is gonna do it for Drewski. Because they are at the White House, they probably at the Pentagon, they definitely at TPUSA. They are sitting at tables and they are having meetings right now about Drewski. I can guarantee you that. Let me tell you something. See, people don't understand when you doing things like this is very dangerous. It's funny to us, okay? It's the truth. But we all know that they don't want the truth out. They go to great lengths to put lies in your face. So when people start coming out putting the truth, they definitely can't take that. All right? And see, Drewski, in your regular life, you know, sometimes you get on your high horse, you think you're doing something, and then you start crashing. Okay? God gonna humble you a little bit. And see, I think that's what's about to happen to Drewski. Don't be surprised if, I said this last night, if Drewski get in his car and can't stop it, all right? Don't be surprised if they say Drewski was found unalive and he killed himself. Don't be surprised if they say Drewski was found OD'd, all right? Because Drewski is one of the biggest, content creators right now. He's doing, I seen last night, his new show, Could Have Been Love or something like that. It's in whatever season, 3rd season or whatever. It was on live premiere. It was 150,000 people on there, okay? 150,000 people. So Drewski is doing numbers. He's reaching people around the world. And if you know, they don't like for people to have influence. Why you think Charlie Kirk ain't here? Now that we see what's going on, the whole plan, it came together. We see they killed Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk had the ear of the college kids. He had influence and he was starting to go against Israel. So what they did, they got him up out of here because he had too much influence. They couldn't afford to keep Charlie around. They already had planned to kill him. They already had this plan. They knew what they was going to do a long time ago. And see, they were patient. Imagine the mind of a woman like Erica Kirk that could play that role, that could go somewhere, act like she's coming for a job, try to be so, captivating and use her eyes. I'm quite sure the first time she met Charlie Kirk on her mission that she was on, I know she used them blue eyes, and that's how she got him. I can guarantee, because that's her whole thing, her eyes. So when she came for that job, she probably tried to use that smile because she got like the buck tooth, like not perfect smile, but it's cute in an imperfect country girl way. And she has the blonde hair and the striking blue eyes, and she used that on Charlie. Okay, and Charlie fell for it. All right, Charlie probably had people around him that knew what type of woman he liked. And out of all the secret agents that worked for Donald Trump, that's Erica Kirk, that was in like the pageants and stuff that Erica Kirk was in, that was connected to Donald Trump, ran by Donald Trump. Okay, they picked Erica Kirk because they knew what type of woman Charlie Kirk liked. So they picked her for the mission, and she was ready, okay? She was ready, willing, and able when they called her and told her, we got a mission for you, all right? So the mind that she had to be in to actually go from going to a fake interview to dating, to getting this man to date her, to getting this man to marry her, to so-called having kids, and that's questionable because we have not seen the kids. Where are the kids? All right. to actually, if she did really have babies, to actually get pregnant, doing all this, knowing she on a mission, knowing that the final outcome is going to be him getting killed and her taking over his business. Do you know the type of mind you have to have? That is the mind of a true psychopath. A true psychopath, or either the mind of a person that the higher ups got so much on her that she is afraid of it coming out, like her getting kicked out of Romania, okay? And that girl, Candace Owens. What about Candace Owens? Because I like Candace Owens. What about her? That takes, I believe they got so much on her, just like she got kicked out of Romania. What's going on with that? Because we're hearing about it, but it's details that go into that. How many kids how many kids are going missing? Like, tell us more about this. And I believe they have the answers. The higher up have the answers to that and how she's involved in it. And if she don't go along and do exactly what they say, that's gonna come out. But guess what? Candace Owens, you believe they're gonna unalive her too? Yeah, I believe so, because Candace is going in. I am surprised that Candace has made it this long. And you know what? I'm gonna be so real with y'all. Like, I like Candace and I watch Candace, but with how I know things are and how they put things together to make us believe something, Candace Owens could be a play. Because I'm like, what is Candace doing every day? You got people getting killed. You got look at these people for the alien program that was about, it was Donald Trump saying we're gonna release all the files about the aliens. As soon as he said that, now all these scientists and things are going missing. You got the guy that's going missing that his wife says she haven't seen him, but his glasses was at home, but his gun was gone and he didn't disappear in the woods. You got another woman that just disappeared. All these people are disappearing, okay? So what's going on with that? It's a lot going on with it. So what is Candace Owens doing? I know she got a lot of money, but how many months we into this? We are months in. I'm talking about all type of shows she has done. She has spilled all type of tea and she's still alive. So it's like, I don't know if they was to kill her, like, would it be too obvious or are they waiting? Okay. I don't even know. I just gotta wait and see. I know she's spilling all the tea. She is telling all the business, all right? And I'm here for it. But at this point, it's like, I believe what she's saying. I believe Erica Kirk had a lot to do with it. So it's like, it's not as interesting, but it's kind of interesting seeing all that Erica Kirk is into now. Facts. I know she dropping stuff. And I understand what she's doing. If she's really real, if Candace is not a part of the play, all right? Because I remember around Christmas, it was somebody online doing an interview, and it was like, I just went to a party and I seen all these people that be all on the internet that be hating each other. They was all at the party having a good time together. And he was like, y'all think that they be beefing, but they was just at the mansion party dancing and drinking Henny on the rocks and things like that. So that's why I say it could all be a play. It could be when Candace went to have that meeting with Erica Kirk. How do we know they wasn't going out to eat or something like that? They could have went to a party, but telling us that, you know, it was something serious. You just can't believe what's on what you see. You have to come up with your own conclusions, okay? But if it's real, I do think they're going to do something to Candace. But see, Candace got way more money than Drewski, okay? Candace is married to money. So Candace is able to move around and protect herself. Drewski ain't got money like that. Drewski got some money from what he doing, you know, but Drewski does not have money like that where he can protect himself and like Candace Owens. It just not working like that. So Drewski, I hope he thought about this. I hope he thought about all the consequences that could come from this. And I hope he thought about if the shit hit the fan, what he gonna do after that to protect himself. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen after this, because I believe Drewski is happy that his thing went viral, but I believe that Drewski is nervous. I really do believe Drewski is somewhat nervous, because I can guarantee Drewski is getting phone calls from the White House. I can guarantee Drewski they got some death threats, because man, I'm seeing the I'm seeing the replies that some of these well-known people are putting up about this. Like, I seen somebody say that's why George Floyd deserved it. Like, it's crazy the replies, and they are just being openly racist. But shit, Erica were openly racist. Drewski ain't do nothing but take her exact words and put it on the camera and put a white face on. And they mad about that. They like, okay. So I see somebody say, now do the black version. Do the black face. This is what Drewski gonna get. So I hope Drewski thought about that. I really hope he thought about it, because they are mad at him. He should have stuck to could have been love. Because this right here, it's not gonna work in his favor, and it is going viral. Okay? It is going viral. But anyways, I had an update, right? I reported about Barron Trump like a month or so ago. Barron Trump, they was hailing him as a hero. And when I read this, I say there's something suspicious about this. Let me see. I got off of it. Let me see. Oh no, it was the New York Times. All right. So yeah, I did a story about Barron Trump like last month, and it was about a girl in Russia that Barron was talking to, and she wound up getting beat up by her boyfriend. So her boyfriend was an ex MMA fighter. All right. So Barron Trump was talking to the Russian girl. He met her online, and the boyfriend said he used to be around when Barron Trump was calling the girl. Now, the boyfriend was also mad at the girlfriend because he said the girlfriend was lying and using Barron. So it was like he was seeing what his girlfriend really about, and he's seeing the dude call his girl. So Barron called the girl one night and while the dude was there, and you know it's a time difference between here and Russia. So Barron, it probably was daytime here, but Barron called it and it's nighttime there. And dude was there one day, and Barron said when she picked up the phone, I guess the dude picked up the phone, he started beating the girl. He grabbed the girl by the hair, threw her on the ground, and was kicking her. So Barron Trump hung up. He found a number to the Russian police. All right. And he called the Russian police, and he told the Russian police that he know a girl. He told the police that the girl called him, even though he called the girl. All right. And her boyfriend picked up. But he told the Russian police that a girl, his friend, called him, and her boyfriend was over there beating her up. So the Russian police went over there and arrested the boyfriend. This is the boyfriend. And I said when that came out, this was right before the war started, and Melania was coming out with her movie and all type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, they got Barron as this hero and things like that. It's something suspicious about this. So now it's an update coming out about it. Let's get into this article. It says the ex-MMA thug who assaulted woman during Barron Trump's FaceTime call learns fate. All right. The jealous Russian ex-MMA fighter convicted of beating up his girlfriend on January 25th FaceTime call with President Trump's son, Barron, was sentenced Friday to 4 years in prison. Who his name? Matvey Rumyantsov. You know they from Russia, and I know I didn't pronounce that the right way. Was found guilty in January and was described as a man given to jealousy and totally unrepentant by a London judge who accused him of not accepting blame over the attack. The 23-year-old was given 2 years for assault and 2 years for perverting the court of justice after he sent the victim a letter from jail asking her to retract her claims. All right. So Barron trying to holler at this dude old lady, and he done got mad and beat the girl up because he was tired. He seen how she was playing on Barron Trump, and he was mad that a dude was calling his girl. But it was like they beat dude ass. Like, look how scratched up he is. Look at his neck. And there was scratches on his neck. You know they were fighting. Like, whatever. They whooped his ass, okay? So he got 4 years. And Barron Trump is a hero. So let's finish getting into this article. The sentences will run consecutively, and he was told by the judge he may be deported from the UK due to the nature of his crimes. So not only did Barron Trump get him 4 years, he about to get deported too. And he is young. He is not a old boy, like an older guy. He's a young boy. All right. He was not found guilty of rape and strangulation charges. Why? Oh, they was trying to put rape charges on him. That's crazy. And strangulation charges. Carried out the sick assault in a drunken rage at his East London apartment after spotting an incoming call from Barron, now 20, on the woman's phone on January 18th, 2025, 2 days before Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th president. So they paid this dude, they said he was in a drunken rage at his apartment, and he attempted to rape her and strangle her, okay? She was at his place, and Barron happened to call. Now they say the woman, who was not identified for legal reasons, and Barron had been speaking at the meeting on social media, and the boyfriend claimed she had called the younger Trump her sweetheart. Now, what is Barron Trump doing meeting Russian girls? Ain't they the ops? They the ops, right? Like, why is Barron Trump talking to her? So the victim testified that the boyfriend grabbed her hair, choked her, and called her a slut and a whore. She probably is. And kicked her in the stomach. During the assault, he answered the first son's FaceTime call and turned the camera to show the woman crying on the floor. Now, okay, he started beating her up before the call. So they said that he beat her up because Barron called. But if he beat her up, I guess maybe he saw the call coming through and he started beating her up. I don't know. The woman told Snaresbrook Crown Court that she feared for her life and paid tribute to the president's son. She said, he helped save my life. The call was like a sign from God at that moment. Yeah, a sign from God for you to stop tricking. See what tricking get you? You was like, you was flexing. You like, yeah, I'm talking to President Trump's son, telling all your friends, oh, you know, Barron Trump calls me. Yes, I'm a baddie. I have the president's son on my line. And then you got your ass whooped. That's what you get. Play dumb games and play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Barron called London cops after witnessing the woman sobbing on video, telling the police operator, it's really an emergency. I'm calling from the US. I just got a call from a girl, you know, she's getting beat up. That's what Barron told the Russian police. The younger Trump later sent over an email statement to police recounting what he saw. So, listen, ain't this like a no snitch policy? Don't Trump go by that? Don't Trump not want everybody to tell the truth? And if they tell the truth, he consider that snitching and turn on him. But Barron can call the cops. Okay. It said the individual who picked up on the phone was a shirtless man with darkish hair, although I didn't get a good look how dark his hair was. This view lasted maybe 1 second, and I was racing with adrenaline. The first son's message read. What the fuck? This shit sounds like a book. It sounds like, what? The camera was then flipped to the victim getting hit while crying, stating something in Russian. The guy had hung up. The whole interaction had lasted 5 to 7 seconds. What the The judge praised Barron while passing sentencing to the boyfriend, saying Trump properly and responsibly, despite being in the United States, made sure the emergency services here were called, and he told them what he had seen. I wonder how Donald felt when Barron came and said, Dad, I was just on the phone with a Russian girl and her boyfriend was beating her ass and I had to call the cops. I wonder how Donald took that. All right, let's see. The boyfriend testified that he was jealous of Trump, but claimed that he also felt badly for the first son because he thought that his girlfriend was leading him on. Defense lawyer Sasha Wash argued at trial that Barron Trump didn't know the woman had a boyfriend. Yeah, right. And questioned how much he could have seen in a short clip of video. She added that the woman had exploited her ties to Trump to make her boyfriend envious in a relationship full of drama. See, I just said that. She over there popping her shit. Yeah, you ain't talking about shit. I got Barron Trump on my line. Who is you? You just an old NBA, MMA fighter, even though he only 20. She like, yeah, I'm sliding. I could go to America right now. And he done bammed her on her shit. Yeah, now he got 4 years or 5 years. So there you go. And Barron Trump, that is going viral for all type of stuff that we have never heard talk. We didn't even know if he could talk. We didn't know if he was like, no shade and not trying to be funny, like, you know, maybe autistic or something. But he gives off psycho. That's what Barron Trump's give. Like, look at this. Barron Trump gives off psycho. Think of the mind of him, like, think of his daddy, who his daddy is. Think of the genes that he got in him. He got his daddy and his mama. Think about that. That's a fucked up combination. So what you think he gonna be? What do you think he gonna be? Okay? He wanna be like his daddy. Trust me. Donald Trump wanted to be like his daddy, and Donald Trump is raising him to want to be like him. So, yeah, now Trump, he gets all these awards. He just got a new award. They just created a new award, and he got it like yesterday. So he's just getting all these awards. All right. Next, he's going to be at the Oscars. He's going to be at the Tonys. That's where he's going to be at real soon. So y'all can give all the praises to Barron Trump because he is a hero. Now let's see what else is going on. Hello and good morning to everybody that's coming in. Thank you for coming through, even if it's for a minute. Like and subscribe to this page. This is your girl Politically Diamond, and you are tuned into America on Fire. Yeah, we talk about all the stuff that's going on day to day. We try to look and find out the truth. We ain't just believing what the hell they telling us. All right, because they tell us one thing one moment, then they tell us the next thing the next moment. They tell you water is good for you one moment, then they say water is deadly, don't drink the water. They tell you no sugar is good for you, then they say if you don't eat sugar, go kick. Like, what the fuck? What we supposed to do? So yeah, that's why you just gotta see what you see and come up with your own conclusion. Ooh, let's see. Scammer who claimed more than $30K in benefits, claiming she couldn't leave home, was caught surfing in Mexico. See, that's what that dumbass kid. Let's look at this dumbass. Let's look at this dumbass. All right. A UK woman who received... Let's see, that's her right there. See, everybody want to flex. Everybody want a goddamn flex. That's their goddamn problem. A UK woman who received more than $30,000 in government benefits while claiming her anxiety was so crippling that she couldn't even leave the house was caught surfing and ziplining on vacation in Mexico. I mean, ain't that how you cure anxiety? I believe that'll cure your anxiety, going surfing and ziplining in Mexico. So maybe, that was like a remedy. She ain't go to the store and like try to get some pills or something or get some alcohol. She was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Mexico. So yeah, I feel her. But Catherine Weiland, 33, from Goring by the Sea in England, admitting to bilking benefits for more than 2 years while claiming her condition was so severe she couldn't even cook or wash herself, according to the Independent. So she told them for 2 years that her anxiety was so bad that she couldn't even cook or take a bath for 2 years. But she was easily caught in the lie when she was found to have gone ziplining and surfing more than 5,000 miles from home in Mexico. Whoever was doing that investigation, I know they loved that one. They was like, what? I get to go to Mexico and do an investigation? Hell yeah. All right. The scammer also went to a UK amusement park, Trope Park, at least 3 times and made 76 beauty appointments while also visiting at least 60 pubs, clubs, and restaurants. Whoever investigated this, they had a good time. They didn't want this to end. They didn't want to turn her in. They could have been turned her in. They watched her go to the amusement park at least 3 times. They watched her go to 76 beauty appointments. They watched her go to 60 clubs, pubs, and restaurants. They could have been turned her in. They was having a good time. They were going to clubs for free. They were eating for free. They was flying for free, investigating her. I think that was an even trade right there. So even after her luxury trip to Mexico, Weiland filed a review with the department claiming her anxiety had worsened. Yeah, your anxiety will worsen when you come back home. You want to go back to Mexico and shit. I didn't realize you're not allowed to leave your house. Let's look at this tongue. She didn't know that later they were going to be showing that in court. That's a motherfucker. I didn't realize you're not allowed to leave your house, Weiland told investigators when confronted with her bank statements. They pulled up her bank statements. Damn. She pleaded guilty to failing to notify of a change of circumstances and was ordered to repay the roughly $31,500 in taxpayer money she stole between 2001 and 2024. Oh, she was ATV in it, everything. She was doing it. Yes. She was doing it, honey. Look at her. She all in a cave in bathing suit. Yeah, she zip lining. She on ATVs. Oh my God. Yeah, she living a life, honey, for free. She was sentenced on Thursday to 28 weeks in jail, which was suspended for 18 months. The UK version of probation. She's a lucky girl. But let me take a quick break. I will be right back.
We begin in West Asia. Iran has claimed it has carried out a fresh wave of missile and drone strikes targeting Israel and Gulf countries, hosting US military facilities. Earlier today, the country's foreign minister accused the US and Israel of attempts to commit genocide in Iran. He also said the US betrayed diplomacy twice in 9 months. In the latest developments, Iran said hotels and civilian buildings housing US soldiers could also be considered legitimate threats. Tehran has warned hotels in the region to not accommodate US personnel if they don't want to be potential targets in the conflict.
Oh,
Jeffrey,
man.
we have just heard from.
So listen to that. He just said that
It's US personnel if they don't want to be potential targets.
he say that the Iranians say that wherever the American troops stay is a potential target. All right. America is targeting schools and things like that. Iran is targeting infrastructures like where they housing American soldiers.
In the conflict.
When all the Americans' forces go into a hotel, then, from our perspective, that hotel becomes American. Should we just stand by and let the Americans strike us? When we respond, naturally we have to strike wherever they are.
Did you hear that?
Well, Iran.
So he said, if the American troops go into a hotel, whatever hotel that is, they can go into the Ramada Hotel, they can go into the Days Inn. They say that is now considered a threat wherever they stay. And that's where they got to get killed at.
Latest strikes towards Israel, the UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain have intensified tensions in West Asia amid Trump's extended deadline to Iran on the Hormuz blockade. One of the key targets was a maintenance facility connected to the US Patriot air defense system in Bahrain. And amid this escalation, Iran is sending a strong message. Tehran says it is prepared for any scenario. Let's listen in.
We are ready for any scenario, including any kind of ground operation. I think that is a place that we will be able to defeat them. And I think that would be one of the big mistakes if they take that decision.
Iran claims it has already shifted the balance in this conflict. According to an Iranian ambassador, the US and Israel have been forced to scale back their objectives and are now focused mainly on keeping the Strait of Hormuz open.
The fact that Iran has imposed its control on the whole region is a big victory. The fact that what they were campaigning at the first now has been reduced to opening the Strait of Hormuz is a big victory for Iran.
Meanwhile, there are growing concerns that the conflict could expand further, with Yemen's Houthi movement signaling it may soon step in. In Lebanon, the regional fallout of this conflict is also playing out on the streets. Protesters gathered outside the Iranian embassy in